ESPN's coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs is brought to you by New Miller Beer, the brand new beer from Miller with big flavor that goes down easy. By Head & Shoulders, because great hair can't have flakes. And by the new Dodge. We're thinking ahead.
Welcome back. The confluence right there. The Monongahela, the Allegheny, the Ohio. I had to put the geography book back here. Florida Panthers leading it by a score of 1-0. Speaking of confluences, Darren Pang.
Thank you very much. J.J. Daniel, fellas, did not come back here for the second period after apparently injuring himself off a wicked Mike Huff hit in the early parts of the first period. Now, don't forget now, you got a guy like Neil Wilkinson that's playing with a real bad stomach muscle pull and groin pull, so that's really going to force the other guys to play. Over on the Florida side, what's going on there, Brian Engblom?
Well, I just talked to Doug McLean, and he was a little uptight. He said, why do you get the dry heaves? I think he's a little uptight because earlier in the year, he had talked about maybe it would be a good idea to play against the Pittsburgh Penguins because we've done so well against Mario Lemieux in short segments. Maybe he's changing his mind right now, guys.
Bill Clement.
Well, I've had the dry heaves from a couple other things, but I've never stood behind the bench when my team is playing in a game 7.
I actually had pretzels between periods. Much better choice than the dry heaves.
But the Florida Panthers have what they wanted. In 3 of the games in this series, the lead has changed hands. It has changed hands a total of 4 different times in this series. So it's important to have the lead. Not entirely crucial, but that is what the Florida Panthers wanted because they are able to go after Jaromir Jagr, go after Mario Lemieux, play their game now.
The scoreless streak continues for both Jagr and Lemieux. They each had 2 shots in that first period. But Mike Huff from Svela and Skrudland at 13-13 on an even strength goal has given the Panthers a 1-0 lead as we start the second period of this game 7. Great to have you with us, everybody. They're back in. Mellanby on the near side. Mellanby tied up. Kicked it into the corner to Niedermeyer. Niedermeyer bounces it behind the boards. Niedermeyer, Mellanby, and Straka on a line that did not play together all year. We asked Doug McLean this morning, why'd you put them together in the last game for the first time? And he gave the appropriate coach's answer. I don't know. Dump pass into the middle of Mellanby. Mellanby moving it over the blue line. Tamer missed the check. Mellanby, centering pass intercepted by Jagr. Jagr out there with Lemieux to start this period. Lauer was with them but heads to the bench. Jagr trying to get it in front. There's the frustration that Pittsburgh has faced throughout this series. Those 2 guys so used to being able to bring the puck down on a couple guys in front of them and still make something happen. Lemieux shot blocked out deep. Lemieux to Jagr. Great save. Shot once, twice by Roach. Joseph save. Rebound deflected in front by Jagr. Kicked away to the corner by Brett Warner but not out. Shot deflected in front. Roach got knocked down. Penalty coming. The best scoring chance of the game in front of Beezer. Roach had come out in Lauer's place on this line with Lemieux and Jagr.
And he ended up with the puck exactly where he wanted it, right in front of John Van Beesbrook. The reason Jaromir Jagr and Mario Lemieux have had really no results is you can't beat the Florida Panthers with a finesse game. You got to get it in front. You got to get ugly like this. This is Dave Roach in front. Good first shot. Kicked it up for a good second shot. John Van Beesbrook's positional play is as good as you will ever see. And finally help came to get Dave Roach out of the way. And Dave Roach was a huge scorer in junior hockey. It's not as if standing in front of the net with a puck on his stick and the goal looking right in front of him is new to Dave Roach. I mean, he's been there many, many times. John Van Beesbrook continues to be the story.
The 32-year-old veteran, originally out of Detroit, making the big saves. Now his team will be shorthanded as Svela goes on the interference at 1:10. Dave Roachville was talking about 55 goals in the OHL in a season. So yes, he has been there before.
You almost have to be able to do a little quick stick handle, have arms 5 feet long, get it to the side, and then put it under the crossbar to beat Van Beesbrook. I mean, he's just solid all the way around.
Pittsburgh on their second power play of the game did not convert on their first chance. Zubov, Nedved. Nedved over near side Lemieux. Jagr and Sandstrom out there. Dump back to the point. Nedved can't handle a pass. And Miller was out there down low with Sandstrom. That was Miller's pass up to Nedved that went through. Zubov takes it back in behind the net. Bad pass. Get some help over there from Sandstrom, but couldn't control it. And almost ended up right on Huff's stick and knocked back into the zone by the Panthers. Power play now for the Pittsburgh Penguins in this series, 3 for 29. against the Panthers. Back comes Miller the other way. Miller, Nedved, and Lemieux are up front now. Intercepted Gord Murphy, and he clears the zone. Pittsburgh fans, the rumble going around the igloo here as they're not able to get this set. Fans trying to stay positive as they cheer on the power play here. Near side for Nedved, moves in by Lemieux. Nedved down low, had nobody out in front. Back to Lemieux, who's up top now. Lemieux goes to the corner, switching on the near side with Nedved. Nedved back over to Lemieux. Lemieux waiting. Florida stays back. Centering pass, bounced away. Roach down low, had the chance, went off Van Beesbrook. Zubov, Nedved, Lemieux. They're just around the perimeter here. Zubov waiting. Nedved, Lemieux on the far side. They crisscrossed the pass, couldn't hang on Zubov.
Now, the Penguins have to realize, and they're running out of time, that Pretty doesn't get it against the Florida Panthers. Ugly gets it, and Dave Roach is waiting in front to be ugly the whole time.
Zubov, shot, save, rebound, tipped at the side of the net, and a whistle as it's frozen out. Roach put the hit on and draws the attention of the Rat Pack. Duggar was looking for that rebound at the side of the net, could not get to it. Take a look here at our leaderboard. Brought to you by the new Miller Beer. The playoff point leaders, Joe Sakic chasing down that MVP with the Avalanche. Then Lemieux and then Jaromir Jagr, the top three in the playoffs.
Jaromir Jagr, Mario Lemieux, Sergei Zubov, Peter Nedved can stand on the perimeter of the power play all they want. When Florida doesn't take the bait and they don't move with all of that puck movement, there is no place to pass. There's hardly a place to shoot, but there's one thing that was consistent on this power play. Dave Roach, number 51, was in front of the net the whole time. A lot of the time, he was left wide open, and when they finally got it in, that's as close as he came, just outside the post. But nobody is taking Big Dave Roach, and don't give up on his hands. You get it to him again, sooner or later, he's going to beat Van Beesbrook in front.
Eddie Johnston has told this team throughout the playoffs, shoot the puck, shoot the puck, shoot the puck. He's repeated that ad nauseum, and they still are dangling the puck on the perimeter in this power play and not getting it in front.
They've got to get it to John Van Beesbrook and get dirty goals, get ugly goals, get their noses dirty. Now, that doesn't come naturally to the Pittsburgh Penguins, but they are left now with a couple of periods in this game with no alternative.
Two veterans, Mario Lemieux, Brian Skrudland. You can be sure they're not chatting about vacations this summer. They'll take the face-off, maybe, if they stop talking. Excuse me, gentlemen, may we play the game?
Maybe they're talking about the vacation they're trying to send one another on.
And Lemieux won the face-off. Run-off shot. Save made. Miller was there for the rebound, but it went just outside the reach of his stick. And the penalty is over. And 0 for 2 in the power play. Pittsburgh, they do not convert, and the Panthers maintain that 1-0 lead. Joseph waiting as the Pens were changing it up. Comes to center. Barnes dumps that one back into the zone. Joseph's going to come back to get it. Joseph will wrap that one around the net all the way out through center. Looking in the middle. They're trying to break somebody. Miller on the far side. Lemieux in. Knocked away from him. Into the corner. He was open. Tried to do it on his own. He's still tied up. Mario Lemieux jams it out in front. Wraparound chance. Whistle. Lemieux retaliates there against the rookie, Rhett Warner.
And he's jabbing one strong rookie. The most underrated thing about Rhett Warner, besides the fact that he's a rookie here in a 7th game, his strength, his arms like steel, and he took Lemieux and made him pay.
Florida Panthers, who we keep referring to as a Cinderella story. I thought their coach, Doug MacLean, a worthy comment this morning. He went to the All-Star game as a coach and said, I came back and told this team, all the superstars were saying to me at the All-Star game, you got a really good club. They weren't kidding. J.J. Daniel back out, deflected wide, and Van Beesbrook reaches out to cover on that one with Glenn Murray moving up.
And Doug MacLean couldn't wait to get that info on the table for his team. It was just another motivational tool. Mario Lemieux knows better than any player that has ever played against the Florida Panthers, because of the 7-game series, there are layers of them. It's never never just a matter of beating one player. He said you beat one guy at the blue line, you beat Rhett Warrener there, another one showed up. He said very often you beat one guy and two players are there to pick you up. Rhett Warrener did a pretty good job of trying to finish off Mario Lemieux, but it is never as simple as just beating one guy when you're playing the Florida Panthers, and Mario knows that.
So we mentioned before about Robert Svala, true for most of this team. They show the same respect for everybody. None, including Mario Lemieux.
That's right. John Van Beesbroek had been pretty well eaten up by Mario Lemieux before this series began. Regular season career, 27 goals. More goals than anybody had ever scored on John Van Beesbroek. This series through 6 games plus, just the one. Lemieux, Jágr, Nedved, 6 shots in the first period combined. So the right guys were getting the shots, still nothing.
In this series, the 2 goal scorers have been Nedved, Smolinski, and Kevin Miller and Sandstrom. They've had the 2. Comes back out to Daniel. His pass intercepted. Knocked down Shepard. Shepard coming in. Shepard a step. Shepard waits. Turns. Turning it back in front. Backhands it through the crease. And Lowry cutting with him. Turns up to a 2-on-1 the other way. Looking Murray's shot. Big save, Van Beesbroek. Zincek went in a 2-on-1. Van Beesbroek right down. Perfect position to make the save. Another odd man rush. Pittsburgh doesn't convert on Lowry's pass. Intercepted down low shot. Save made. Barrasso on Shepard. Back out for Carter. Carter sends it into the side of the net. Deflected by Barnes. Barnes to Shepard. Shepard back in front. Turns forehand shot wide. He had a screen in front. Carter guns it back. Smolinski. Pittsburgh needs a clear. They won't get it here. Yes, they do. Bounced away to center off Taylor. Carter was there trying to battle and hold it in. Dumped back in. Both teams want to change. Mercy. Daniel comes back into the zone. Some chances here for both teams. Van Beesbroek will hang on to this one, delayed on the offside anyway.
Outstanding chances at both ends. Man, oh man. Eddie Jovanovski had tried to create a chance at the other end, and he got caught. That's what sent the 2-on-1 going the other way. It was Murray to Joe Dietzek. Terrific save by John Van Beesbroek. And this is the chance at the other end just a second ago. Ray Shepard, Tom Barrasso, positionally perfect. It's been that kind of series. That's why I said I'll be sad for one of these teams. Barrasso has been magnificent. Van Beesbroek, incredible. We're running out of adjectives.
Yep. Barrasso with a .925 save percentage. Playoffs this year, 4th best among the netminders. Nedved the blue liner high on Van Beesbroek. Followed up his own shot in the corner. Gets some help. Barnes comes over. Niedermeyer rather came over and dug it out. And the Panthers able to get it out of the zone. Through center. Mellanby. Mellanby back in. Mellanby rolled it in. Barrasso tipped it away. Tamer got back there for Pittsburgh on Mellanby. There they are still battling behind the net. Rolled up on the near side boards. Roach was there. Dropped it off in the middle of Nedved. Nedved sends it wide side. Pittsburgh back. Zubov the shot. Deflected out deep by Carter. Carter. Zubov skate. Couldn't hold it in. Pittsburgh changing. They've got to clear the zone here. They didn't in time. And end up offside. Lots of sports action in this city. They had the Memorial Day parade today here because of the weather last week. And off the confluence down there by the point opposite that, Three Rivers Stadium. They're playing baseball there tonight. Larry Walker, who plays out in Colorado, a former goaltender.
This is Larry Walker, the Colorado Rockies. Just want to wish the Panthers, Penguins, good luck tonight. Knock yourself out. Play 10 periods, because when you're done, you're facing the Lance, my Lance, and they're taking you down.
He just wants them to play the 10 periods, huh?
He loves the game. He was an outstanding hockey player and had a chance to come into the game professionally and chose baseball instead, and he's done well at that. Shot on Barrasso and hung on to. No rebound there. Good opportunity for Skrudland, who was cutting in that time. His 124th playoff game for Brian Skrudland. Want to remind you, Sunday Night Baseball, game of the week. Coming up at 8 o'clock, the Atlanta Braves, Cincinnati Reds. They went at it today. Reds won it by a score of 3-2, beating Maddox in that game. McGriff, another long ball for him. Atlanta's 3rd loss in their last 11 games, and Tommy Glavine will try and put an end to that 1-game losing streak. Last 5 years, Glavine 98 wins, even better than his teammate, Mr. Maddox. Skrudland and Lemieux off the face-off. Mario Lemieux won it. Near side for Lauer. Lauer flips that one back into the corner. And that'll be Gord Murphy on the touch for the icing call.
Face-off will come back down to Tom Barrasso's end of the ice. One thing the Florida Panthers definitely want to continue to do, and they did it very well in the first period. We haven't seen much of their forecheck and their containment yet in the second period. Obviously, they want traffic in front of Barrasso. That is rule number one in the playoffs. You have to generate traffic. That's one of the reasons the Penguins are having trouble. They haven't generated traffic at the other end. But the traffic is very specific. What Florida wants to do, they want to keep Tom Barrasso in the paint. They think he's at his best when he moves a foot out. Right? See where he is right now?
Short by Murphy. That shot deflected into the seats.
He moved right out, a couple of feet outside of the paint. If they can get to the paint to screen him with the backs of their skates just on the edge of the paint so that they're not in the crease, they think they can push Tom Barrasso and keep him back and really keep him out of where he is at his best, which is a couple of feet out in front of his crease. See where he is. I mean, he's probably a good, I don't know, good couple of feet, maybe 3 feet. It's tough to tell from that angle, but he's out there cutting down the angle. If they can get to him, they can pin him back in there and take away that angle cutting.
Mentioned that Van Beesbrook was 1-0 in Game 7s. Tom Barrasso has won 1 and lost 2 in Game 7s in his career. Game 7 here, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Panthers. J.J. Daniel. Daniel cleared it up. Miller on the near side. Miller charging. Lemieux heading to the net as well. Lemieux got dumped. Miller rolled it in. Shot. Van Beesbrook makes another save. Yager loose puck, and it's covered by Van Beesbrook. J.J. Daniel trailed the play and got a final chance, and Van Beesbrook had to make a save. It went through the entire pile in front of him.
Did it ever. How many whacks did they have at it? What a move Kevin Miller put on Gordy Murphy coming down the side. He got it in front, and then there were 3-4 doorstep chances. Everybody converged there, including Dmitry Mironov coming down. Here's Gordy Murphy coming down, trying to take Kevin Miller. Watch this move here, the stop-and-go move. And Gordy Murphy lost it. That was a terrific move. There was the first scoring chance. Puck squirted loose. Follow-up by J.J. Daniel. Mironov was in there. Mario skated up to Rhett Warner and cross-checked him in the side of the head. Right there, bang. Warner wanted a penalty. Didn't get it.
There's going to be a penalty call later, though. A slashing call. Mironov is going to get it.
Watch the cross-check. Top of your screen. Watch this from Mario Lemieux. Cross-check right to the neck of Rhett Warner. Rhett Warner turned around looking at Don Koharski saying, aren't you going to call it?
He has met up with Lemieux before in this game and has gotten under Mario's skin. In fact, safe to say, Bill, we were talking between periods. There's the slashing call. It's clear the Panthers are underneath Pittsburgh's skin pretty deep in this game.
Yeah, it really looks as if Mario and Jaromir Jagr are reacting the way they would normally. They should react. They're not used to having been shut out like this. This is brand new ground for them. This is uncharted waters.
Big chance for the Panthers right here with a 1-0 lead. They get the power play. We've only had 4 penalties in the game. Second power play opportunity for the Red Pack here as they go at it. They are 3 for 32 in this series against Pittsburgh. They've got the 1-0 lead. Mike Huff had the goal in the first period. Sent around on the near side. Smolinski tried. Mellanby was there to block it. Mellanby leads it. They've got Niedermeyer set up in front of the net. Martin Straka trying to drop it in front to Mellanby. Mellanby getting some help. Zubov was there, got spun around. Mellanby doing the battle, winning the war along the boards on that occasion. Niedermeyer sends it back in behind the net. Straka back up Niedermeyer. Now Florida will set the power play up. Svela working at one of the points. Shot back in. Mellanby the intended. Partner came over to help out on that one. Straka got right back up and took it away. Now the Panthers, they are beating Pittsburgh in effort out there right now. Knocked away by Nedved. Gets knocked down. Wanted a call on it. Won't get it. Chased down at the far end by Jason Woolley. Woolley's working in the power play. He's been out 7 games prior to Game 6. He came back to play in Game 6, and he's playing here again. Limited play tonight.
But this is why he is there, for the power play. The Panthers were having just a terrible time. 1 goal in Game 4, 1 goal in Game 5. Jason Woolley is a 7th defenseman for power play.
The Panthers are 1 for 26 over the last 6 games on the power play. Cleared back out the center. There's Woolley coming back to get it. 35 seconds left on this Florida power play. Svela had it knocked away. Miller was up ice. He's got 2 back with him. He's looking in the middle. Sandstrom was cutting. Trying to go back for the point. Good. Miller. Miller turns back towards the middle. Still short-handed, the Penguins. They've got an offensive chance here. Sandstrom battling Barnes. Barnes was able to kick it away. Power play down to 14 seconds now. Shepherd. Ray Shepherd moves it up for Florida. Flipped it back into the zone. Dragging off a little time. Dumped to center. Yager tried to draw it in. Yager coming. 2 left on the Pittsburgh penalty. Yager taken up by Gord Murphy. Penalty is over. And 0 for 2 in the power play of the Panthers. Mario Lemieux. Lemieux down behind the net. Yager. Yager looking out in front. Centered it. Comes all the way back to the point. Looking for the cutting forwards out there. Yager. Murray. His shot blocked. Murray tried again. Deflects to the corner. Mario Lemieux trying to pick the play up again. Yager over there. Jaromir Yager. Davidovsky's on his back. Yager runs it up the boards. Lindsay stepped in. Lindsay took it away. Couldn't get it out. Cleared back for Lemieux. Lemieux cutting. Lemieux batted bounce over his stick. Lemieux slashes away at Murphy to free the puck up. Back for Lemieux on the near side. His shot deflected out in front. Davidovsky was there and it hit his skates. And Florida will take a whistle right here in the faceoff. Davidovsky and Yager. Why can't I score? Welcome back, everybody. Gary Thorne, Bill Clement upstairs with you as the Penn fans sit back as the Panthers once again have taken the house out of this game for the moment.
Sure have. Something that would at least help the Penguins get back into it, Gary, is a hit. Some hitting. I mean, Eddie Johnston said we didn't hit anybody in Game 6, and even the glamorous Penguins, which they are, with Lemieux, with Yager, with Peter Nedved, somebody has to hit. Dave Roche has to hit. Somebody has to get it going to get the crowd in it, to get their team back into it.
Nope, they have not done that yet. Roche takes it back in behind the net. Roche looking, jammed away in front, right through the crease, trying to set it up. J.J. Daniel is back out. He took a hit and left midway through that first period. He's been back here in the second, though, playing regularly. Garpenlov cleared it out of the zone, and that one on the attempted sendback goes up into the seats.
Well, Dave Roche got plastered against the boards by Tommy Fitzgerald. A big hit. But after that, there was a counter hit by the Pittsburgh Penguins. At least Brian Smolinski answered. There's the crunching hit on Dave Roche. A little extra after the play, but Brian Smolinski pinched up in the play and leveled a real good hit along the board. So the Penguins are at least on the board all of a sudden with the hits.
Fitzgerald, a couple of goals, 3 assists, playing a +2 overall in the playoffs for him. Roche has had some of the best chances in this game for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Face-off comes outside Van Beesbrook's zone here. Fitzgerald spun around, couldn't control it. Nedved dropped it off on the near side for Sandstrom. Sandstrom had it chipped away behind the net by Murphy. Marner cleared it around for Lindsay, held in Zubov the shot, deflected out deep. 3-on-3 chance the other way. Fitzgerald leads the charge. Sent it near side Lindsay. Forehand side! Deflected wide. Zubov came in to help. Great opportunity, though. And a great chance to get it on the forehand. We're going to get a penalty delayed call coming up right here on the Panthers.
And it's going to be on Tommy Fitzgerald. Chris Tamer did a really good job when he felt Fitzgerald's stick on his body, on his left arm, of riding the stick up his shoulder and right onto his own face. I don't think that was his intention, but he was just trying to get body position on Fitzgerald. Watch this. See how he's squeezing Fitzgerald off? He squeezed him off, and Tom Fitzgerald, in his desire to try to hook him back, had no place to go but up high. So a good penalty drawn by Chris Tamer, and it gives the Penguins the power.
No argument there from Tom Fitzgerald. Power play for Pittsburgh.
But the speed of Billy Lindsay. Ask the Boston Bruins about his speed. Ask the Philadelphia Flyers about Bill Lindsay's speed. One of the unheralded guys, one of the unsung heroes. The Panthers just take turns passing the undershirt back and forth that has the big S on the chest. You never know who's wearing it under the uniform from one night to the next.
Pittsburgh fans trying to get it going. You see the power play in the playoffs. 3 for 30 after going 5 for 17 in the regular season. Third power play opportunity of the game for Pittsburgh. They need one here just to try and get some confidence back as well as to tie the score up. Zubov on the near side. We're halfway through this game 7 with 10:05 left to go in the second period. Swung up Skrudlin. Couldn't connect on that. Barrasso comes up. Zubov there. Skrudlin up on the forecheck. Pittsburgh gingerly starting up here on the power play to Lemieux. Drops it back for Zubov. Look at the havoc caused by one Panther, Mike Huff. And Daniel couldn't get it, and Murphy clears it the other way.
Easy for Mike Huff when there's only one guy back there. Everybody had gone up ice waiting for Zubov to get it to them. You can't play the waiting game against the Panthers.
Then it's dumped in, and Carter beats Pittsburgh to the puck. Clears it up. Zubov trying to hold it in, couldn't. It was knocked away off Daniel. Short-handed chance here as it's Skrudlin knocking it deep into the zone. A minute 8 on the power play for the Pens. Mike Huff the only goal. Even strength first period. 1-0 Panthers. Again the dump into the corner. Loss again there to get it for the Panthers. Sends it up and out of the zone.
Not even close. When the Panthers can force the Penguins into a dump and chase game, they have them where they want them.
Runoff starts it the other way. 48 left of the power play. Nedved trying to pick the pace up to Lemieux. In the middle. Tipped away to the side by Roach. Runoff sends it back into the corner. Roach back. Nedved. Nedved intended for Lemieux. Lemieux had to knock it down on the attempted clear by Barnes. And he got it back and sends it out. Stu Barnes. Now Pittsburgh looks like they are all looking to Lemieux. So Barnes just stayed right there with him. And when the pass came back, a blind pass, he was standing right in front of Mario Lemieux. Nedved off. Sent in Lemieux and an offside on the power play for the Pens with 18 seconds left on the advantage. The Stanley Cup Finals begin next week. One of these two teams will be in it against the Avalanche in Colorado. These guys are waiting for the opposition and a chance at the Stanley Cup when there'll be only 2 left. We will pick up the coverage on Thursday. We'll be there in Denver. Our quest for the Cup pregame show starting at 7:30 Eastern Time. MVP?
Joe Sakic is right there in the running. Much to be determined in the final series. Who will win the Stanley Cup? Who will win the Conn Smythe Trophy as the MVP? But right now, Joe Sakic is not penciled in on the list of finalists. He is right there in ink.
We will be broadcasting games 2, 4, 5, and 6 on ESPN. Fox will be carrying 1, 3, and 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Tonight, though, you got it. The only place you can find it. Our exclusive coverage here of the finals in the Eastern Conference. Cleared back into the middle. Good work by Tamer getting back on Huff. Barrasso comes out. Up against the near side boards. Miller. Miller spun around in center. Trying to drop it off. Again deflected along the boards. Lauer kicks it in. But an offside call. 8:07 left to go. Second period. Panthers leading it 1-0. A beautiful summer day and an equally lovely sunset here in Pittsburgh.
Welcome back. Well, you know, the Florida Panthers have a jet chartered and waiting. They just don't know which direction they're going. Coach Doug McLean said, I'd rather go west than south. They got a 1-goal lead. They got some work to do yet. We'll see what happens, guys.
They would all rather have that flight plan heading west to Colorado rather than back home, which would mean their season is over. Doesn't matter. The plane is there waiting.
It'll go wherever they
demand
it be taken. They've got some Game 7 players on this Florida team, even though in their franchise history it's their first time in a Game 7, obviously. But Mellenby, Partner, Murphy, Fitzgerald have all played in Game 7s before with other teams. So they've been there.
Yeah, against the Penguins, too. And those guys have defeated the Penguins as either members of the Islanders or the Flyers, those two mentioned.
Yep. Brought back in. Niedermeyer down low. The shot. Barrasso the save and gets run into by Niedermeyer. Barrasso right back up. Niedermeyer got up as well. Now we'll get a penalty. This is not a goaltender interference. This is a cross-check on Pittsburgh. Barrasso's looking at the referee, Don Koharski, wondering how there can be no goaltender interference on Niedermeyer. There wasn't.
No, he carried the puck close enough to Tom Barrasso that finally it just became a collision. But here's what the Panthers think Tom Barrasso does and what they can capitalize on. Going down early on the short side chance. He did not go down early there. He just went down on the butterfly. And Rob Niedermeyer was in so close, he just banged into him when he ran out of real estate. There is the hit, though, at the end of the play on Scott Mellenby. That has put the Panthers on the power play.
Eddie Johnston has complained, as we said, vociferously during the playoffs about the calls not being made against Florida for holding, etc. And obviously doesn't like this one. Our head and shoulders storyline. Mike Huff, goal number 4, first of the series. That's the only one in this game. Lemieux and Jágr have no goals since game 2 of this series. The team scoring first has won 5 of 6 games in this series.
Our head and shoulders replay is the only goal of this tilt, and we are getting down to the end of the second period. Mike Huff scored it. A 2-on-1. Huff to Svela to Huff, and behind Tom Barrasso. Mike Huff had not scored since game 5 of the Flyers series. He picks his spots. He had a double overtime game winner against the Flyers and a huge goal here in game 7.
There is Peter Nedved out on the cross-check at 12:19. Each team now has had 3 power play chances in the game. Neither's been able to convert. Third chance right here for the Panthers, who've had only 1 shot on their first 2 opportunities. There's Svela. Svela, Straka looking out in front. Niedermeyer shot saved, deflected by Straka, knocked away by Lemieux. Back up on top, Svela. Straka, the former Pittsburgh Penguin. Martin Straka near side. Pittsburgh stays back. Little jam up in front. Shot. That's deflected. Blocked out deep. And Tamer, who blocked it, sends it out. That'll be played at the other end by Jason Woolley.
You know, when you go for the big windup on the power play in the playoffs in general, there's going to be somebody in front to block.
Yep. Sent around off the dasher. In fact, over as it ends up in the seat souvenir. Power play underway here for the Panthers. Let's check in with Darren Pang. Darren.
You know, Gary, with that non-call on Tom Barrasso, you know, he's a kind of a guy that's feisty in that net. He wants to protect that crease area. You can be sure right now, while the Panthers are on the power play, that referee Don Koharski gives him the benefit of the doubt of at least one slash with a member of the Panthers right in front of his net. We all know that he's very aggressive and protective of that crease area.
And here is the play that we were talking about with Rob Niedermeyer scooting to the net. He tried to hold up, but he ended up rolling over Tom Barrasso. And I imagine, as Darren mentioned, the Panthers know that there's going to be one free slash, and they're saying, okay, who's going to go in there and get the one free slash out of the way?
Generally, that is a situation that's been called this year. The goaltender interference is one of those areas the league was specific in wanting to enforce. They did not want their goaltenders in the league to be run. That's why whenever a goaltender gets touched, you get the kind of reaction you do from his team when no penalty happens. Dump back into the corner. Power play still underway here. Freed up behind the net. Not out of the zone. Murphy shot deflected out in front and cleared out by Jagr. Good play by Wilkinson, who actually made that stop, and then Jagr able to clear the zone. Bear in mind, when Mario Lemieux's out there, as he is right now short-handed, he is a threat. Zubov cleared it up. Our crack research department telling us before the game, Mario Lemieux in Game 7 has scored 3 goals. They all have been short-handed Game 7 goals. He's out there right now. Barnes got knocked down by Zubov, cleared around Shepard. Shepard moving back up towards the middle here. 1-0 Panther lead. They've got the power play for 19 more seconds. Sent over. Jovanovski's pass blocked, and Smolenski, good job clearing it out. Sandstrom's got it. Teams change. While Sandstrom drags a little bit on the blue line and sends it in. Knocked down behind the net, Van Beesbrook. Jovanovski's got it. 4 left on the power play. Errant pass really didn't intend to. Lost at center. Jagr went right over Lemieux's stick. Nedved moves it in. Penalty's over. Pittsburgh back at full strength. Good play by Nedved to Lemieux. Lemieux had it poke checked away to center. They are all over him. Murphy that time. He's got no room to move. Center around the boards. Far side. Straka trying to get it up. Lemieux center. Couldn't get the tip on net. There's Jagr standing there with the puck too close for him to redirect. Jump back into the corner. Van Beesbrook there. Each team is now 0 for 3 on the power play in this game. Bounces away to center. Pittsburgh completing a line change. Barrasso will let that one go to the side of the net. The shots on in this game are 28-17 in favor of the Penguins. But Mike Huff's got the only goal, 1-0. Face-off's going to come back to the right of Barrasso.
Well, how much respect can we pay these two men, Tom Barrasso and John Van Beesbrook at the other end? When you think that there are only 84 other men in the history of the game, in the universe, that can relate to what it's like being a goaltender in a 7th game. You're looking at numbers 85 and 86. That is how many men have played in goal in 7th games, and there is no more pressure in the world than being the final man standing there facing the shooter, and we are in a 1-0 game. Respect, top shelf for both of them.
See his 1-2 mark in Game 7s for Tom Barrasso, man who had lost his job partway through the playoffs this season with Kenny Reggett. The irony somewhat is that Reggett still has the 5th best goals against of playoff goaltenders. Save made by Barrasso on that one as Garpenlove ripped one in on a wrist shot. Panthers up 1-0. We'll be right back to the Igloo.
Rod.
Folks on hand at Woodson's Bar and Grill. Rod Woodson of the Pittsburgh Steelers, the owner of this one. Full house on hand. We're hoping they all are keeping Nielsen books, and they brought them with them.
And there is not much to cheer about yet, but here's the positive for everybody at Woodson's. The Penguins are only a goal behind. When you've got Nedved, when you've got Lemieux, when you've got Jagr, you ain't out of it at all, baby, when you're only 1 down.
Shot in. Barrasso makes the blocker save, and all of you at South Beach, yes, your team is ahead 1-0. Here's Nedved, tied up by Garpenlove at center. spun around here, the Panthers, on Mike Huff's goal in the first period, maintaining that 1-0 lead. This is a Panther kind of game. Again, Miller, very tough, very hard, scrappy, where you got to earn every inch of ice out there. Van Beesbrook held it up for Carkner. Gary Carkner looking up, trying to break it on the near side. Garpenlove moving in. Backhand side, Miller took him out of the play. Covered on the near side corner by Wilkinson. J.J. Daniel loops it away to center. Back through the middle, Smolinski lost control of that one. Flipped into the corner by Terry Carkner, and then the 9-iron shot gets it out of the zone. Sent back in. Pittsburgh could have been offside. Van Beesbrook plays that one out in front of him. 3:56 left to go, second period. Both of these first two periods have flown by. We've had few penalties and few whistles for anything else. Mario Lemieux with delayed offside call right here. The frustration for the Pens goes on. Our new Dodge second intermission upcoming. The Avalanche getting physical. We'll take a look at that. Barry's analysis of this one. An update on today's Major League Baseball action and whether or not Albert Bell has won another 10-rounder. That's upcoming during our second intermission. Well, not only are the shots there for the Pens, they legitimately have had chances in this game. They haven't been great breakaway chances, but they've been chances. Van Beesbrook gloves that one down, holds it upside of the net. Cleared around by Brett Warner. Not out of the zone yet. Yager on the haul down over there. Lemieux will send it deep. Yager giving chase. Brad Lauer's in front of the net. Yager looking for help. Up is over there to knock it away. Tamer steps up on the near side for Pittsburgh. Jammed up off Tamer's body in the corner. It goes on. Brad Lauer there for the Pens. Murphy pushing it along the boards with him. Lord Murphy, Yager waiting. Yager digging out. Wraparound chance rolled in front. Never ended up with a shot. 3-on-3 the other way. Fitzgerald. And he'll send it down, and they'll head for the chain.
Always traffic in the slot in front of John Van Beesbrook because the Panthers sag back down. They collapse. They will give you the point shots. The Penguins have really been reluctant to go for the point shots in this series. They seem really intent on trying to get it right in the doorstep on John Van Beesbrook.
And as a result, you saw no shots in 11 minutes for Pittsburgh. Lemieux tried to roll it in, didn't get anything on it as it was blocked by Carkner, and just went wide of Van Beesbrook on the short side. Lemieux on the near side puts the hit on. Lemieux tried to dig that one out. That long reach, he got hit by Carkner, freed it up back for Lemieux, but Van Beesbrook will cover before Lemieux can get there as he got knocked down. Complaining to the referee, Don Koharski.
Get through one layer, there is another layer right there. Seaweed everywhere. Here's Terry Carkner. That is the matchup. Number 2 red against 66 white that Doug MacLean wants. Get a little piece of him. Hand him off to somebody else. Gord Murphy over there now trying to freeze the puck. Mario Lemieux finally gets it off the board. Back to the other layer. Terry Carkner there to take him. The Florida Panthers, more than any team I've ever seen and better than any team, hand people off one to the other in their defensive assignments better than anybody. Most teams play man-to-man. The Panthers, Carkner will take him, hand him off to Murphy. Murphy will take him, hand him off to Fitzgerald. There's always another layer there.
And no holes, no seams. John Van Beesbrook has made the save on all 20 shots so far. Face-offs. Penguins with a little advantage there. Mario Lemieux and Nedved have won some draws for him here. This one back to Daniel. Shot deflected wide. Diving through the middle. Dietzick tried to center. Twice blocked by Carkner. Carkner bangs that one off the end of his stick near side. Mellenby's able to clear it out of the zone. 2:13 to go. Second period. Nedved starts the other way again. Nedved in. He takes the shot. Didn't get it on net. Dietzick couldn't get there. Carkner cleared it up. Hit the glass. Came right back to the face-off dot, though. Chased down by Nedved. Nedved. Dietzick is set up in front of the net. J.J. Daniels joined the play. Gone down low. Shot. Dietzick tried to tip it. Just couldn't get a stick on it. Went wide. Mellenby cleared it. It'll be an icing call coming up here on the Panthers. And it'll stop the clock with 1:46 left.
Hearts are beating faster and faster as this game wears down. There's Ronnie Francis on the left with Eddie Johnston. Ronnie Francis, would he be a valuable man to have in a 7th game? This is when you miss a guy like Ronnie Francis the most. But at least he's behind the bench and can say to Eddie Johnston, look, here's a suggestion in certain situations, so at least he can contribute in that sense. But these are the only players remaining from the '92 Stanley Cup Championship team, and the man in the middle is not in the lineup for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Kenny Reagan is in the lineup, but not playing. He is backing up Tom Barrasso.
What numbers he's put up. You see that save percentage, second best in the playoffs, and that goals against is fifth best, and he's the backup goaltender. With Tom Barrasso in net. Minute 46 remaining here in the second period. Mario Lemieux won another faceoff. Jagr battling behind the net with Paul Laws. Jagr. Sandstrom's out there now with Jagr and Lemieux. Sandstrom trying to center. Huff was there. Huff clears it off and out of there. 1-0 lead for the Panthers. Huff the goal that came in the first period, an even strength goal. That's all there is up there. Skrudland and Svela had the assists on it. It came at 13-13, two lucky 13s. Right now for the Panthers. Set back. Svela comes back to help out. A minute 14 left in the period. Cleared out. It was tipped away from the point by Garpenlov. Zubov. Tamer teamed up defensively. Pittsburgh changing up. Lauer on the far side. Fitzgerald. They do battle against the boards right in front of the bench. Barrasso with a minute left to go in the period. Looking up. Smolinski's there. Smolinski drops it off. Miller down the middle. Miller backhand chance. Van Beesbrook save. Rebound is loose. Never went in, and the net came off in any event. Drawing the whistle.
Hope Kevin Miller's all right. Boy, he went into the post hard.
No penalty here.
Great chance, though, by Kevin Miller, and he created it with his speed. It looked as if the rebound was coming loose, but John Van Beesbrook doesn't really give many rebounds, does he? The one opening that was on the ice surface was right there between Svela and Kartner, and Kevin Miller was able to get to it. The rebound, he caught it with his skate and put it right back into John Van Beesbrook's pad. He was forced to the backhand by Terry Kartner. Good defensive play, and he got a decent shot away for a guy that was falling. Then he hooked the rebound with his skate. Still couldn't do it.
Almost had one reminiscent of that disputed goal in the last game in Miami.
Exactly.
Good chance for Miller cutting down the middle using the great wheels that he has.
And it was during a change. I mean, virtually the only time to get the Panthers confused or maybe to get a seam is coming off the bench so that there's a split-second delay and then figuring out their coverage.
That is the first shot Pittsburgh has had in 12 minutes and 58 seconds. Wow. Tip back through the middle. J.J. Daniel comes back to get it. They're looking at the time remaining here in the second period. Game 7. The winner will face the Colorado Avalanche in the Stanley Cup Finals. And the loser will watch. Nedved along the near side boards. Only the second Game 7 of this season. Detroit, of course, with the other one against St. Louis that went into double overtime. And a penalty coming up here. Getting dunked was Glenn Murray of Pittsburgh. The holding call will go against the Panthers with 21 seconds left to go in the second period. Power play for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Want to remind you, Formula One Grand Prix of Spain is coming up tomorrow morning for auto racing fans at 7:50 a.m. You will see this one on the Deuce. The best of Formula One's racers. Right now, the leader is Damon Hill in points. Catch it tomorrow morning on the Deuce, the Grand Prix of Spain. Really was a beautiful day, about 80 degrees. You're looking at a live shot now as the temperature's gone down to about 70 outside tonight. They've kept the arena very cold, though, in here today. Ice looks like it's holding up pretty well. Gord Murphy goes on the hold, 1938, fourth power play of the game.
Now, when the Panthers get a lead on you, they can make you feel like you're playing on bad ice, though.
For Pittsburgh, their power play must be effective. They are going to get in this game. Lemieux's working out at a point right now. There he is in the middle. His shot deflected. Rebound shot kicked by Sandstrom over the glass as it was blocked. And last touch by Panthers stick. We'll wait and see where they decide the faceoff is. It'll stay in the zone.
The one man that the Panthers have to honor on the power play wherever he is obviously Mario Lemieux. When he's out at the blue line, they move right out to him. That means there's a huge space in behind whoever's coming out. See that stick on the left? That was Brian Skrudland. So if somebody moves into that hole that's created by the coverage moving towards Lemieux, they'll be able to generate a scoring chance because Mario Lemieux's presence will be honored no matter where he is on the perimeter.
Chance here with the puck going off Kartner's stick. There you see the face-off advantage for Pittsburgh. Nedved will take the draw. They've got Sandstrom and Lemieux in the middle here. in the slot area. Zubov back at the point. Nedved refusing to square up. He wants to draw it back on the forehand. Back to Zubov, and he does. Zubov dumped it in front. Backhand Nedved deflected wide. Van Beesbrook with the stick down. Nedved holds it in. Yager the shot. That's blocked by Svela into the seats. And this period is over. A minute 38 left on the power play for the Pittsburgh Penguins. The team that finished second best in the East and fourth best overall has found an opponent that will not give ground. And the Panthers are one period away from the Stanley Cup Finals. Panthers won. Pittsburgh nothing. Huff's got the only goal. John and Barry.
Indeed, in just their third year of existence, 20 minutes away from the Stanley Cup Final. A lot of coaches have different philosophies. Some will say, well, they've got great players. We're just going to play our style. It doesn't matter what. Others will say, we're not letting your best beat us, and that's what's happening here.
This is like a baseball game, John. What you got here is Florida's decided not to let the 3 and 4 hitters beat them, Mario and Yager. It's going to take the later order, the down 7, 8, and 9 batters to beat them. Sandstrom's got to come up. Zubov's got to come up. Miller's got to come up. Guys like that, because they're not going to let Mario and Yager get any room to score those beautiful goals. So let's have the foot soldiers. Maybe a Roach kicking a goal, which he did against New York.
All right, when we do the baseball segment, you'll be taking care of that. Continue
waiting for World
more
Cup soccer.
Of the new Dodge intermission report. We'll stick around for a couple of years. That'll be around. When we come back, we will take a look at the Colorado Avalanche once again as they await the winner of this one. And what you don't see in that shot is Barry Melrose jumping up and down on the bench,
very
then
high
onto the ice. What's the feeling like?
John, it's the greatest feeling in the world. One of these coaches is going to have a memory he'll remember for the rest of his life, tell his grandchildren, grandchildren, no matter how long he lives. The other coach is going to feel like crap.
Good choice of words. It's a nice adjective. All right, we're back with the new Dodge intermission report as we find out which team is not going to feel like crap heading into the finals to face the Colorado Avalanche. The Avalanche have done it with a lot of skills. Yeah. We talked about those great players, but they're also extremely physical, and that's what got it done. One
of the things they've changed, John, is they've become much more physical in their forechecking. This has created a lot of chances for them. Do a lot of bumping, forechecking because of their great speed. Kaminsky comes in, takes a defenseman off the puck, get a great chance. It goes to dead march, and Krupp has a great shot from the point. Doesn't result in a goal in this chance, but it will later on in the game. And again, same thing here. Yell comes in, takes a body on right around there, comes up to the point, back behind the net, out in front to my old buddy Warren Reichel off the shaft of his stick. A great Warren Reichel goal, but as you see, they skate very well, so they use that skating to go in and knock some bodies around. Second man jumps on a loose puck, throws it in the crease, throws it in the slot area. That's how you get it. So fast teams can also play a very physical game.
Also big on defense, which wears down the forwards as well.
Very big on defense. Krupp, Foot, Ozenlich is 6'3". Very big team defensively. A lot like Pittsburgh in that situation. They got big D that skate very well.
All right, Mike Ricci is on that team and a big part of getting them there. He, of course, started out with the Philadelphia Flyers, part of an outstanding 1990 draft. Owen Nolan, of course, now with San Jose, was number 1. Peter Nedved, who's bounced around now on his 4th team as he tries to get to the Stanley Cup Final with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Keith Primo still with Detroit. Keith Primo played for Barry Melrose as well in Adirondack. Mike Ricci now with the Avalanche, and Jaromir Jagr as the 5th pick. That might surprise some people.
Well, it surprises people. What happened that year, people got to realize all 4 of those guys, Nedved came over from Czechoslovakia, defected when he was 16-year-old, played in Seattle in the Western Hockey League. All 4 of the top 4 picks played in junior hockey in Canada. Jagr was an unknown. He was in Europe. People knew how great he was. They might have thought he was the most talented man in the draft. But he was a dangerous pick because they don't know about him. The other guys are playing 100 games a year, playing against great competition. They knew what those 4 could do. Jagr was the unknown, the hard pick, the not safe pick. They picked the 4 great Canadian kids that played in junior, and Jagr went 5th, who was the best player in the draft.
Yeah, Jagr, the dangerous pick. Now he's just playing dangerous, and that's what they'll be looking for in the 3rd period as the Florida Panthers are now just 20 minutes away from joining the Colorado Avalanche in the Stanley Cup Final. Game 2. Our coverage begins Thursday at 7:30 Eastern Time.